this channel.
No! No!
Resistance Fall of Man. Oh, one of my favorite video games of all time. In my opinion, Resistance Fall of Man is ridiculously underrated. It deserves to be so much higher than people think. I believe Resistance Fall of Man to be a masterpiece. Yes, a masterpiece. From its mysterious writing, to the tactics of the game, to the enemy variations and types, to the weapon variety, there is just so much in this game that just speaks out to me.
Let me in! Let me in!
And Resistance was so perfect, up until Resistance 2 when it took a big dump on its legacy.
Are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, that's how I feel about Resistance 2, and I'll get to that in a different video.
That's impossible!
Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
No! No!
I just can't wait to talk about all the amazing things in this game, and especially the enemy designs. Oof, I can't wait to get to that part. I mean, just look at them. They're gorgeous!
Don't be intimidated, Squidward. Try to imagine him in his underwear. Oh no, he's hot! Take him to the chorus!
Come here, girl.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Come to the back.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
VIP.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Drinks on me.
Go ahead,
Let me
be
see
gone
what
with
you're
it.
twerking with.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Look at those hips.
Go ahead, be gone with
You
it.
make me smile.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Go ahead, child.
Go ahead.
But we'll get into all of that very shortly. As of right now, this is Resistance Fall of Man. First off, I just want to say that this game has one of my favorite video game intros. In fact, I would even say it is my favorite video game intro of all time. It is just so unrecognized, and the fact that I've never seen anybody put this on their list baffles me. So, the whole beginning intro to Resistance Fall of Man is that you don't know what's going on. Everybody is just shrouded in mystery. For example, Russia just suddenly goes completely silent. Then all of a sudden all these other countries around Russia start going quiet as well. And it's slowly getting closer and closer. Then America is sent in to figure out what the hell's going on here, and we're gonna kill some shit, okay? But the thing is, you don't know what you're fighting. All that you're told is that if it looks hostile, shoot it. So you're expecting to be fighting humans. Well, if you thought that, you'd be wrong! Because then when you get there, you see these things.
Yo, what the fuck?
The fact that it took your expectations and just threw it out the window is something that I can admire to the max. You very rarely ever see that done in video games. Because normally, the enemy is known beforehand. You normally know what you're fighting. For example, in Gears of War, you didn't know too much, but you get this whole intro showing the Locust.
For a time, the humans of Serra knew the illusion of peace. Until Emergence Day.
Hell, in Sly Cooper Thievius Raccoonus, most of the first cutscene is about the bad guys.
On the night I was supposed to inherit the book, 5 visitors came unannounced to our door. My father fought to protect us, but the gang of villains known as the Fiendish Five overpowered him and ransacked our house until they found the Thievius Raccoonus. Our family's manual of thieving greatness fell into their filthy hands. They tore the book into 5 pieces and split it up, each villain disappearing to the farthest corners of the world to commit dastardly crimes.
In Doom, hell, the first thing you see are the demons. This one, it's shown like this whole mystery unraveling in just a whole huge cutscene.
The Chimeran threat began in Russia. The origin of the virus is unknown, but its effects were devastating and swift.
Then out of nowhere, you see guys that look like mutant human creature alien things. And also, just so I make this clear, those 3 games that I mentioned that do that, that is not bad in the slightest. In fact, those 3 games are some of my favorite games ever, okay? So I'm not saying that those are bad things that they show the enemies right in the beginning. I'm just saying that it's so rare for a game not to do that, for a game to reveal the enemy through visual storytelling and gameplay. Next, let's talk about the weapons. Oh yeah, baby. All the weapons in this game pack a major punch, okay? From the bullseye, to the auger, to the arc charger, the splitter, hailstorm, far eye, everything in this game just packs a major kick-ass punch. I mean, just listen to the interview of the people who made the guns for this game. You could tell that they had a lot of fun making it at the same time as keeping their creativity.
Weapons in a first-person shooter are everything. If you don't have great weapons, then you don't have a good game. We wanted to give the player a few standbys, like the assault rifle and the shotgun, and then introduce a lot of stuff they hadn't seen before in first-person shooters.
Then pretty quickly you'll get the alien assault rifle, the hybrid's assault rifle there. But all of a sudden now you've got these strange alternate fire abilities with the tagging. So you can tag characters, you can shoot all the bullets, and they'll swarm after that tag. So you can nail hybrids with that, and it'll jump after them. If you shoot a trap, the bullet swarm will be there, and then if you shoot another trap, it'll jump over to that spot. So you can literally kind of have this huge ball of bullets ready. Guy comes around the corner, and then you tag him, and all the bullets will just leap on him, kill him.
How badass is that?
My favorite is probably a weapon called the Sapper, which shoots these kind of gooey, foamy balls all over the place, and you can set traps.
Whoa, were they big? Oh, they were huge! Ow!
For the Chimera, and then you can detonate them at will. It's pretty cool gameplay for a first-person shooter. That's something you definitely haven't seen before in another game.
We have the auger that can actually shoot through walls, and then its secondary fire is that it creates a shield. But since it can shoot through walls, you can create a shield that protects you and at the same time fire through and mow down the enemies.
You can really tell that they were thinking outside the box when they created the guns for this game. In all of my years of playing video games, I have never seen weapons quite like this. Even when you're not doing that much damage, you still feel like a complete badass. And that's another great thing about this game, feeling like a badass. You have all these weapons at your disposal, all this ammo to use, and all these enemies to use as target practice. In fact, let's start talking about these enemies. The Chimera. First of all, they have some of the most amazing designs I've ever seen as a video game enemy. I mean, look at it. It looks like an anglerfish person thing. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. The backpacks on it, the military looking pants, it just looks so unique. And there are so many enemies to fight in this game, from the hybrids to the titans to the steelheads, the menials, the widowmakers, and so much more. And this is definitely one of the most impressive things in the game for me. Because guys, there are so many enemy types. Hell, there are even enemy types that are introduced at the end of the game. And this keeps you so interested because you never know when you're gonna see a new enemy. This is definitely one of the coolest features in the game. There are actually so many enemy types that you're like, okay, I've seen it all. And then you walk down the street and you see... I can't even properly express how much effort went into all the variety types in this game. I mean, look at this thing. It's enormous! There are Chimera types that are like the size of bugs. And then you face some that are like the size of city blocks. If you left these guys unchecked, they could destroy entire states. And I feel like I really have to go in depth on how impressive the Chimeran enemies really are. So picture this. You go the entire game fighting these enemies. You know, you're constantly coming across new Chimera types. Then, towards the end of the game, picture this, the end of the game, you end up walking up and you find this rifle, a bullseye rifle. But the thing that's strange about this one is, it's not a regular one. It's an advanced elite one. And then you shoot it and you see blue ammunition instead of the color red. And you're like, wow, look at Then you walk out, and you end up facing these elite Chimeran foot soldiers that are different than the others. They wear different face protection masks. They have blue energy weapons that are more powerful than the other ones. You only find them in the hive, and they're only made for defense. How cool is that? And also, just look at these guys. You cannot tell me that that does not look like the most badass thing ever. You are also then introduced to these Chimera called the Angels, which are just shrouded in mystery and lore.
We call them angels. They're the most powerful of all the Chimera. We believe the angels control other forms of Chimera via some form of telepathy. For all I knew, this one was already controlling Hale.
They're just so shrouded in mystery, and I love that. Next on the agenda to talk about is the visual storytelling. This game does something unique to a lot of other games, where it tells the story mainly through visuals. And sure, there is a narrator, and the narrator tells a lot of good things. But the thing is that most of the time, while you're playing with the tactics of the game, you can tell that the Chimera are using different types of strategies to fight against Hale. And I find that so badass. Because these aliens, these powerful things that are destroying everything in their path, have to create their own strategy to fight against Hale. How badass does that make you feel? Pretty much at the fact that they slaughter everyone. Everyone in their path they can slaughter. But Hale, all the Chimera just have to sit down and be like, hey, we kinda gotta do something about this guy. And the way how they do that through visual storytelling is that they show them like going through unique paths. For example, in the sewer mission, they're constantly going through different flank positions and shooting at Hale in different corners. The AI overall is very well. I mean, sure, yeah, they have their glitches from time to time.
The way he leaps off of rooftops and flips backwards to face the camera before falling into a headfirst dive is just full of the exaggerated swagger of a black teen. It gives me goosebumps every time he does it.
Me being totally honest here, I can only think of 2 negative things in this game. And they really aren't bad or to hinder the experience at all. One, the soundtracks. Sadly, the soundtracks don't exactly stick out. Sure, they're not bad. They really certainly are not bad soundtracks. It's just that they're not memorable. You know, the only soundtrack from the game that I actually can think off the top of my head that I liked was the Chimeran Gun Run. That one's actually not so bad. I like that one. But kind of everything other than that isn't very memorable. You know, I'm not exactly going to be like, whoa, you remember when this song came on? I don't know, the soundtrack just never really gave me those kind of vibes. I kind of wish that it had more kick-ass, badass, loud soundtracks, sort of like Halo. And no, I am not comparing this to Halo, okay? Because they are 2 entirely different games that should have never been made to be similar. I'm looking at someone right now. I wonder who that is with the 2-weapon carry limit.
No, I'm not sure about that one. I don't know if that checks out.
Resistance Fall of Man really left a huge impact on me, ever since I was a kid when I first picked it up, all the way up until now. This game still amazes me to this day with just how great it is. And well, I believe it's a masterpiece. I give this game a 10 out of 10 for its amazing gameplay, its great story, its enemy types and varieties, its weapons, everything. This game is just something else and very unique. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next Assertive Dolphin episode.
The way he leaps off of rooftops and flips backwards to face the camera before falling into a headfirst dive is just full of the exaggerated swagger of a black teen. It gives me goosebumps every time he does it.